Hello Libra, and welcome to your love and relationships reading for February 2023. We are going to be looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with. The intention of these readings is looking at all three sides of the story. I'm sure you've heard that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and that higher level unbiased truth here in the middle. This isn't just a romantic reading. You know, it really is just kind of the person that you're needing to learn from the most right now. So it could be, you know, friends, family members, coworkers, whatever it is that resonates for you. Also, remember, this is a general reading. It is not supposed to resonate for everyone. So take what resonates, leave what does not, and also remember that these energies can be flip-flopped. So if you do end up resonating a little bit more with the energy over here than over here, then that's totally fine and totally normal. I'm using 7 different decks in this reading. I have 3 oracle cards just for the overall, or 3 oracle decks just for the overall energy, and then I have 3 different tarot decks I'll be using, as well as my advice deck that I'll be using at the end. If you have any questions, on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me, all of that information's in the description box below. I really try to keep that under a minute, but I just couldn't do it today. All right, Libra, on your side of this connection, you have a new romantic cycle begins with assertiveness. Now, please, I know that I just said that this isn't just about romantic relationships, and this reading still doesn't feel like it just has to be romantic. This, to me, is a new relationship cycle in terms of you asking for what you want and not accepting connections that don't provide that for you. It's, you know, this assertiveness card, it's a good energy for you guys, because I feel like this is you stepping into your power and saying, if you're not able to provide me with what I deserve in a relationship, then I'm out. You know, I'm not dealing with it anymore. On this person's side of the connection, they have emotions are running high with awareness. This person is kind of going through like a bit of an awakening right now, like achieving a higher level of awareness, and it's pretty difficult for them. They're going through a lot emotionally because of this. I feel like a lot of this is hidden from you right now. I feel like there's a lot that you don't know about this. And I also feel like it's really important that you don't take on this person's stuff right now. The overall energy for this reading, you have veiled and boundaries. So this energy is really saying that there's a lot that's not being revealed to you right now. There's a lot of things that are possibly hidden from you, or that just aren't being brought to light right now. Really make sure that you're keeping strong in your boundaries, that you're not, giving too much information away to the wrong people, that you're being very selective with who you give your energy to, things of that nature. Now, in between this connection, you have believe in the impossible with harmony. I feel like, with this energy, what I feel like this is saying is not that this connection is impossible, but I feel like to you, what you're looking for in a connection feels too good to be true. And it's because you haven't experienced it yet. I feel like there's a lot of potential in this connection for it to come into harmony and kind of be that equal give and take kind of relationship that you're ultimately looking for. But I do feel like there's some healing that's going to need to be done on both people's sides here. But let's go ahead and jump in and see what exactly we're dealing with. So we are going to start, Libra, with your side of this connection, clarifying this. A new romantic cycle begins with assertiveness. It really is just a new relationship cycle. I feel like I might even start referring to that card as that from now on. All right, Libra's side of this connection, please. Libra's side of this connection to the person that they are dealing with. Oh, goodness. Okay. Libra. You're dealing with a lot of self-doubt in terms of this connection right now. Again, I feel like what you want out of this connection feels too good to be true. It feels like, oh, there's no way that's going to work out, or there's no way this person is going to actually, be able to step up their game, or whatever the case might be. Understand that that's stemming from this kind of, this level of like not believing that what you want is possible. There's a little bit of a perspective shift that you're currently having right now too, whether or not you fully realize it on a conscious level, because remember, 95% of the way that we interact with this world is subconscious. Only 5% of our movement, choices, and decisions is conscious. So right now, the self-doubt is kind of coming more from a subconscious place. It's coming from that aspect of you that's saying, well, I might know what I deserve, and I know that the universe has my back, and I've told myself over and over again that the universe is constantly providing me with what I deserve. But there's a level of you in a subconscious way that's kind of saying, well, I don't actually know if that's possible, or I don't actually know if I'm capable of having what I deserve. Now, the other aspect of this is make sure with this connection and any connection in your life right now that you're not falling back on your values in order to make it work. I feel like that's kind of a little bit of a warning that's coming through right now, is make sure that you're only choosing connections right now that align with you. The connections that are going to provide you with the fulfillment you're ultimately looking for are going to be the connections that align with your authentic self. And so really make sure that you're putting out that version of you, and you're getting back, so that you get back only the authentic connections that you're looking for. This boundaries card is really saying that, you know, and I know that this is about a specific connection, but I want to talk about kind of your connections to, in general, because they all play a role. Um, and this boundaries card is really saying, make sure that you really are setting strong boundaries with yourself and with others. And if anyone gets offended by those boundaries, remember that the people that get upset at the boundaries that you place are the people that have benefited the most from you not having them. And so just make sure, if you are setting boundaries and someone tries to attack you because of that, that you're saying, well, that means that this person is not supposed to be in my circle at this time. All right, Libra's side of this connection to the person that they are dealing with. You're avoiding conflict, Libra, which is good. But it's also this level of it's like this assertiveness card is literally saying you need to start asking for what you want. You've got to start asking for what you want here, Libra, because I think you'll be surprised. When you start setting boundaries and you first start experiencing it, it's hard because you start to watch a lot of people fall away. But when you kind of, you get rid of the people that don't serve you and you start to create connections that do, you start to learn that setting boundaries is actually a pretty cool aspect of relationships, because, it causes you guys to have a healthy connection where you don't feel taken advantage of, or you feel like your needs are getting met, but the other person also feels that way too. And right now is kind of a time, I feel like, where you're learning to set boundaries. You're learning to ask for what it is that you deserve. And I love that for you guys because, I feel like, I mean, not just Libras, any zodiac sign, any person struggles with that aspect of relationships. And, it's kind of interesting because I've lost a lot of people in my life, both not my choice and my choice. And just until about a year ago, I was actually kind of frustrated with the journey in that sense, because I was like, I just feel like I don't have a circle of friends that I can rely on. Like I have friends, obviously, but they didn't, really align with my beliefs, didn't really agree with what, this whole tarot thing that I'm doing. I hadn't had a relationship. I didn't have a relationship yet that I felt like I actually, had tried to manifest and things like that. And the second that started changing was when I started becoming more authentic and demanding what it was that I deserved. And, I literally kind of started watching miracles happen in my life, and these people getting placed into my path that align with who I am and what I'm trying to do and where I'm going and, what my beliefs are. And so what I'm saying is, when you start to ask for what you deserve and turn away from the people that don't give that to you, you start to attract the people that are meant to be in your life. Libra's side of this connection to the person they are dealing with. Okay, you have the Lovers in reverse with the Ace of Wands. This is going to be a little bit of a deeper message here. I feel like you are struggling to connect with whoever you're wanting to connect with on a romantic level in like a physical way, a little bit. Because you're still learning your value right now. This might be a romantic connection. I don't want to just do love readings because I feel like that doesn't help anything, but this might be just a love reading. But like what I'm seeing is you are still learning. Oh, I see what this is saying. No. This isn't saying what I had originally said. This is saying make sure you're not just focusing on the passion behind this connection or any connection. Like make sure that you're really focusing on the emotional connection too. Not necessarily saying that you're not, but I do feel like, at least for me, and this is kind of getting a little deep here, when I, kind of first started experiencing, relationships and just because of where my self-worth was at the time, I always felt like my value came from the physical aspect. And I started putting a lot more emphasis on the fact that that meant more than it did in a relationship. Not saying it's not an important part, but make sure that you're realizing that you are worth so much more than that. that's a very specific message. It's not for all Libras out there, but this is still a time where you are learning your worth and you're learning your value, and make sure that you're standing up for what it is that you deserve, because the people that tell you that you're too much, or they tell you that you're asking for too much, please understand that you're not asking for too much, that you're asking the wrong people. So that's a big lesson that I feel like you guys are learning right now too. All right, Libra's side of this connection. Don't just try to avoid conflict. I think you'll be surprised. Like, not everybody will respond to your boundaries in a negative way. I promise you. The people that are meant to be in your life will not respond to you standing up to yourself and for yourself in a negative way. All right, you have the Six of Cups in reverse with the Seven of Swords in reverse. This relationship, connection, whatever you want to call it, is revealing a lot about your past to you. A lot about your past relationships with parents and with friends growing up, even like any kind of relationship is being kind of pulled up right now. I feel like past relationships are kind of being like your perception on past relationships are being brought to light. Like, I just feel like you're learning a lot through this connection, which is fantastic, because that's exactly what this connection, or what any connection really is supposed to do for you, is teach you things, right? Every person is a lesson, and this one in particular, I feel, is actually pretty healing. I think it's a pretty healing connection. I feel like right now believe that what you're wanting, I've already said this, is too good to be true, and I feel like what this connection is doing is kind of taking you back to your past connections and helping you work through a lot of that. Work through why you think that having the connections that you deserve is too good to be true. All right, Libra side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Really make sure that you're focusing on your communication right now, because you have the Eight of Wands with the Three of Pentacles. Your communication is going to be the key to making this connection work. Again, and any connection. But with the Three of Pentacles, like, it, to me, that's like the pieces falling into place, kind of things coming together. And the only way that that's going to happen is through open communication, open, vulnerable communication, which I know is difficult. There's this burden that you're kind of carrying around in regard to this connection. And I feel like it might be your past. Like, you're struggling with past fears or past, perceptions of yourself that have been created through past relationships. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel like right now is a time to make sure, remember, if at any point you're feeling very reactive to a specific person or a specific situation, it's insight into something that needs to be healed. And so if you're feeling very reactive towards something, which I don't necessarily feel you are right now, but if something does come up, try to pinpoint what that is teaching you about your past, because there's a lot of lessons to be learned, I feel like, in this specific connection. This feels like a very healthy one. Has the potential to be, because you do have that believe in the impossible and harmony card here. Libra's side of the connection. Yeah, see, there it is. It's like the Ace of Pentacles. So you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse with the Page of Wands in reverse. So there's an opportunity for this connection to kind of take the next step, to go to the next level. But the thing is, you have inner child trauma stuff that's getting in the way. So this is a lot about your past. Like, this connection is bringing up a lot about your past. So make sure that you understand that things happen in divine time, and that if things aren't necessarily where you want them to be with this connection, it doesn't mean that they're not going to get there. It means that it's not quite time yet, because there's some more that needs to be healed, a little bit more that needs to be brought to light and processed. But I feel like, overall, this connection toward this person is very good. It feels secure to a certain extent. I just feel like ultimately, I feel like this connection has a tendency to trigger you quite a bit. And that's why, make sure that you are continuing to be assertive and ask for what you need, ask for what you deserve, and do it in a loving way, right? You don't want to just be like, I need this, and I need that. And you don't want to be demanding about it, but being able to say, you provide me with so much, and I really appreciate this connection, but here are some things that I am missing. And always coming from the place of I feel this is happening, instead of a you are, you do. Making sure that you're not being attacking or, just causing them to feel like they need to be defensive, I guess is a good way to put that. All right. Libra, let's look at this person's energy toward the connection. This person's energy toward Libra, because they're dealing with a lot of emotions right now. This person's energy toward Libra. They are overthinking. Oh my God, they're overthinking this connection like crazy. I feel like you have absolutely no idea that they're doing that too. Because they have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Yeah, they're not seeing this connection through the lens of like clarity right now. Oof. They're overthinking a lot. And amidst the overthinking, they're also like, I feel like they're like having a hard time dealing with the emotions that this connection triggers in them too. Also, right? Because this connection's triggering to you too. I feel like you both are pretty triggered by this connection. But yeah, this person with the Two of Wands in reverse, I mean, they're overthinking this like crazy. And I feel like that's why their emotions are running high. Not in a negative way. I just feel like they're overthinking, like, I don't know. Let's get more. Let's see. What else is this? What's this person's energy toward Libra? Yeah, they want this connection, but they're working through a lot of fear right now. This person has a lot of fear around healthy relationships too. And maybe that's because they've struggled with them. They're like kind of dealing with like some frustration around this connection. Like, I feel like this connection isn't where they want it to be either. Cause like there's a level of like, oh, they're kind of working through fear of you walking away. This person fears you walking away. Yeah, wow. Or you fear them walking away. But if you fear them walking away, I mean, if you resonated with this energy over here, then this person is fearing you walking away. They're working through that though. I feel like you push this person to want to be a better person. It's really sweet, actually. Like, not because they like, yeah, I don't know. Like they want to be a better person, not just for you, but for them too. Like they look up to you a lot. I like it. It's really sweet energy. All right, this person's energy toward Libra. This person's energy toward Libra. Oh, their emotions. Their emotions are like going haywire right now. But you know what? I feel like you have no idea. Hmm. It just feels like they're like trying to work through a lot of really intense fears that I don't think they really realized they had. I don't think you have any. I mean, you all. I don't think you're necessarily investing in this connection with like the intent of like walking away, but I do feel like you are making it very clear that if something doesn't meet your standards, you're not gonna put up with it. But I feel like this person. I mean, they respect you. This person's dealing with a lot right now. Just in the sense of like a lot internally, not in a negative way. Like they very much, you know, um, want this connection. This person's energy toward Libra, please. The Hangman with a Three of Cups. This person, like, they're trying so hard to let go and like surrender to this connection and to everything that it's trying to teach them. Like, they really are. I don't feel like they don't know how. Because again, you have this awareness, right? You have this higher level energy that they're struggling with here. Either this person is fearful of you walking away, or you walking away from them caused them to be fearful, caused them to work through a lot of fear. Take it as it resonates. But I just feel like this is like, this person is really dealing with a lot right now. I don't even, I don't even really know why, to be honest, because I feel like your energy toward them is very, I mean, it's assertive and but it's loving. But then there's that level of like you avoiding conflict. So like, my goodness, I don't know. It's interesting. It's almost like I feel like there's maybe a lack of communication between you two that's causing this person to freak out a little bit. This person's connection toward Libra, they're trying to surrender. They're trying to let go here because I mean, they're, this overthinking is leading them to that too. There's the Eight of Cups. I want to clarify this Eight of Cups because this is like walking away, but it's like walking away from, okay, clarifying the Eight of Cups for this person's energy toward Libra. Clarifying the Eight of Cups. Okay. So they're also dealing, because that's the Six of Cups in reverse. So they're also having to work through their past right now and not walk away from past connections in the sense that they're still investing in past connections, but walking away from what they expect due to past connections, what they expect out of this connection because of past connections. Yeah, so they want this connection, but they're having to deal with a lot of their past right now, just like you are. But that's why it's like almost like you trigger their past, which is the same thing that's happening to you. So that makes sense because, each person is a reflection of us. And a lot of times you're dealing with the same thing that someone else is in a relationship. You just don't really realize it. This person's energy toward Libra. Yeah, their emotions right now are pretty haywire. This person's energy toward Libra. Yeah, there's that Three of Pentacles. They want things to come together. We saw that Three of Pentacles over here. Ooh, okay. They do look at you a little bit as someone who allows their emotions to get the better of them too. But they're also dealing with that. So, it makes sense why they feel that way about you. Which is so interesting because I feel like you're trying to keep yourself very cool, calm, and collected. Almost to the extent where you are like not setting the boundaries that you need to. You are. I don't think that you are. I mean, the Seven of Wands in reverse, that can be a lack of boundaries. So it's interesting because I feel like what happens maybe is you don't set the boundaries you need, and then when you feel like they're crossed, you have a tendency to get very reactive, and this person's like, whoa, like if I would have known, then maybe I would have acted different or said things different or done differently. But it's like, it almost feels like in this connection, things have to get really intense before they like get resolved. But just know that you guys are both wanting this. You have believe in the impossible with harmony. I'm going to hop on over to the extended. We're going to look at the energy in between you guys, look at kind of that higher level truth. I have the advice card to pull at the end. Thank you guys so much for the support of my channel. It means the absolute world to me. I'm not going to do love readings every week. This is going to be like once every few weeks kind of thing. But thank you again. I've really enjoyed doing them, and I hope to continue to see you back on my channel. Bye, Libra.